Well, good morning, spontaneous kings and queens. I hope you had a wonderful night because I did. So, this topic was led and given to me this morning. And the topic of the day is going to be, are you physically a bully or are you spiritually a bully? Now, I'm going to let that sink in for a little bit. I'm going to let that sink in. Are you a physical bully or are you a spiritual bully? This is a heavy topic right here because whenever you consider bullying, a lot of people think it's only in your childhood that you consider it as bullying. But, ladies and gentlemen, do you know that bullying can carry on in your adulthood? Yes, it can carry on in your adulthood. I want to say good morning to all of the viewers who is joining. I hope your night was well. My night was wonderful. And today's topic is, are you a physical bully or a spiritual bully? Now, I'm going to need some participation with this one because I would like to have your viewpoints or your perspective on this one. Because this one right here, we call this one top heavy because a lot of people do not talk about this kind of stuff. And I just want to be the one to point out the elephant in the room. So I want you to ask yourself first, are you the one that's a spiritual bully or a physical bully? And you don't have to be either, but just ask yourself, or are you around those type of people or in that kind of environment? And if you are, it's time to take the steps now to remove yourself from that environment. I remember last year when I was on the radio station, and my first host, co-host actually, was my daughter. And I think the perfect person to carry out this topic was my daughter because she had to endure that type of treatment. As a parent, we try to guard and we try to shield our children or the people that we guardian or we watch over. We try to guard them from those things, but sometimes we cannot guard them from those things. But it's the very thing that helps them to make them stronger. And unfortunately, she had to experience bullying, and bullying comes from several different places, and I want to get into details about how she came about it and what we discovered and her aha moment. And hello, Renee. How are you doing? Hope your night was well. Feel free to join in anytime in the comments. We're talking about, are you a physical bully or a spiritual bully? Or do you know of someone doing these things? I would like to know your perspective, and I will give my perspective and my little example as well. But back to my daughter, we was living in the location, and it was predominantly Indian Americans and Caucasians where we was staying at, and we didn't see too many people of our skin tone, our melanin skin tone, and that was okay because we teach her to love I'm talking about my daughter. We teach her to love all colors. But what about when all colors don't love you? Or when all people don't accept you? It's not your problem, it's their problem. Thank you, Renee. But I want to get down to the root cause of bullying. Now, bullying just don't start overnight. It happens the duration or a period of time. But you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this act? And what are the benefits I'm going to get from doing this very act to others? Because whatever you put out, you're going to receive back. That's what the bullies fail to realize. Now, growing up in El Campo, everybody got along. It was a mixture. Everybody got along. Everybody, every color, everybody got along. And I didn't have that problem bullying, but my daughter did. It was fortunate enough to um, move to a different city with the kind of job change that my ex-husband had did, and we was fortunate enough to able to move and all that good stuff. But the thing is, when you're moving a child from one location to another location, they have to adapt into that environment, and then it was. But the thing is, it's expected for the bullying to come from the students or the children, but you don't expect the bullying to come from the teachers. Some people think, oh, the teachers, they don't do any wrong. They here to teach your kids and stuff. But what you have to ask yourself, how did they, how did the teachers, what was that upbringing like? What got them to this point? You understand? But a physical bully, this is from my knowledge right now. I don't know the dictionary version right now, but I get it. I will put it in the chat if you feel free. But physical bullying is name calling, what they call it, taking people lunch money, fighting people, bullying people, cyber bullying, all right, and it's much more. It's much more that comes with that. But the thing is, you can see the physical bullying. You can see it, but the thing is, you cannot see the spiritual bullying. You cannot see the spiritual bullying. So that's why you have to be covered at all times, no matter what, in season, out of season, all kind of stuff like that. But let's take a step back further. Let's assess our childhood, our upbringing. How was your childhood growing up? Did you receive love as a child? Did you receive hate as a child? Was you abandoned as a child? Did you have healthy relationships as a child? Did you find communication or conflict resolution easy for you? Or if you had a problem with a friend or associate, would you let that problem linger on? Or would you address that problem as a grown adult? Or would you just gossip with your friends? Because little bitty things grow into big things. They grow into big things. And in this day and age, bullying is not okay. Because for one, if you have to bully someone, that is let that's just an indicator to saying that you really don't like yourself. Something that the other person is doing, you really want, you really can't be them, you can't touch them. But the only way you can do things is to tear them down, physically or spiritually. And that's not gonna work either. Because when you fail to realize that everything you put out or everything you dish out is you're gonna get it back. That's why I do my best to make sure I'm giving out positivity. And if it's not positive, I make sure before it comes on my mouth, it's positive. I do my best. Am I perfect? No, but I am perfect in a way. So, Renee, if you're still here, please expand on that. And everybody have their fair share of being bullied. Oh, let me give this. Oh, I'm going to give this great example. Growing up in high school and stuff, and I'm not going to name any names because we're not about to expose anybody. We're not here for that. But growing up, it was like a group of girls I used to hang out with and stuff like that. And when you get kids, you just hanging out. You don't. It's nothing. It's serious in a way when you're in high school, but it's not serious in a way because you don't know the true value of it. You understand? So I was blessed to not be jealous of other people and what they have because I knew who I was as a kid, and I didn't have to prove myself. I didn't have to go out and get other things or go get my nails, my hair, or do anything extra to be like another person because I knew exactly who I was. So sometimes knowing who you are or people liking you in general attracts haters or attracts enemies. And the group of girls and stuff we hang out with, it was a number one rule, right? We was together and we was best friends. Now, let me tell you something. When you're best friends, certain things are off limits. But when you're not best friends, you're just, passing by buddies or associates, that's completely different. But if something is meant for you divinely, nobody can take that from you. Nothing, no one, nothing, or anything can take it from you if it's divinely connected. Let's just say that. But in high school, group of girls I used to hang out with, and I noticed a pattern early on. So I didn't have no sisters. I only had two older brothers growing up, and one of my friends at the time, she was going through some things at home. And her parents kicked her out of the house and stuff like that. And me being nice, I was like, Mama, this is going on with this person. And it was time. It was like around the time it was prom season. So, so what my mother did, she took the little girl in. She went to go buy her prom dress and everything. So we went to prom and everything like that. But then she was still staying in her house and stuff. But the things that she was just doing, it would just didn't sit right with me. Like I remember we used to have like little boyfriends. We call them the phone and stuff, right? You call yourself. And back and then, I had a house phone and I had a cell phone, so I didn't use the house phone like that. I only used my cell phone. So she will have boys call my house phone at crazy times of the hour. Mind you, I didn't do all of that. Like, because past 8 o'clock, all that was shut down in my house. So weeks go by. She wasn't pulling her weight. She wasn't helping cleaning up. She would just lay around thinking she gonna do what she want to do. And guess what? Your girl was getting in trouble because she wasn't pulling her weight. And I was like, look, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. You're not gonna get me in trouble because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So I cut that up short. It was short. So I was like, you know what? This girl getting me in trouble. She having dudes coming in and out the not in out the house, but she's sneaking out. Oh, she doing everything that she couldn't do at her house. So I was like, you know what? I said to myself, we about to cut this to an end. So one day I told her she gotta go. But without telling my mother or anything, I'm like, you gotta go. I packed her bags. My mama was outside waiting. Had her bags packed. Matter of fact, I drug her bags outside for her. And it was heavy too, but I dragged them things outside. Because we're not gonna do that over here. So one of my other friends got a whiff of it. Oh, or shit, you mean for putting her out the house and stuff like that and all that good stuff. So at the time, the other person took her in, and then she started to begin to see the same things that I was talking about. But at this time, it got worse. And then, long story short, she wound up sleeping with the person's guy and got pregnant. Okay. But the one thing that I have done to her, the girl, because I remember that I think it was like one of my senior year. It was my senior year, and we was planning a party, so I sent out invites on Facebook and stuff like that. So it was one girl that was being messy, and she had inboxed me and stuff like that, and about that girl that was living in the house with me, and she was like, "Oh, this person doing this, doing this." So me not knowing, right, no better, and I was like, "Yeah, this person is doing this and doing that, right?" But guess what? The message, even though didn't directly do it, the message was still tied in the group message where the message was sent out to all the people in the party, right? So that was one thing that hurted me because I hurted her. You understand? And a lot of people are not going to expose themselves. They trying to maliciously hurt someone or trying to tell somebody down. But that's not up to you. You cannot even do that. You're not even strong enough to do that. So I apologize. I tried to apologize to the girl. The girl didn't want to accept my apology. So what I done was I asked for forgiveness from myself and I moved on. And I'm saying all that to say is sometimes you can lose good friendships or you can lose something that could have been inspired to something bigger because you want to take your little self and you want to try to ruin that person. But at that time, I didn't try to do that on purpose. But I took the responsibility of doing that. You understand? Because some of that stuff came from me. So now you have to be grown enough to say, look, I done this wrong and I will take responsibility of it. I am ashamed of it. Or I did this against you. I take full responsibility of it. You understand? So, and try to make amends and trying to build upon that relationship. But sometimes you cannot build upon a relationship. And then some people call you friend just to try to get closer to you, to have access to you, to try to see what's going on in your life. So to try to see how they can try to purposely sabotage stuff. But the thing about me, people think that they getting over, but they really not getting over. And I see everything from the beginning to the end, and I just don't say anything, and I put everything in God's hands. Because if I try to physically fight, it's gonna be a war that I'm not gonna win. But if I give it to God and let Him handle that battle, it's gonna be a lesson in that. So I'm telling you right now, if you feel like you was bullying when you was little and you never got over that bullying, it can carry on into your adulthood. And I'm gonna let you know that you're gonna mess around and bully the wrong person, and that's not gonna end in a good result. But when you say that you're a woman or a man of cloth and you're bullying and trying to purposely sabotage somebody else and their growth and then the things that they've been praying for years in and out, and you're trying to come against what the will of God, what God has for that person, let me tell you, you're gonna be stopped no matter what. Because what's for you is for you. And when it's not for you, it's not for you. And what makes it worse is the person that secretly do not like you or hate you for some reason, but they never address that situation. They're not mature. They're not even mature woman enough or man enough to tell you that what's going on. Excuse me. They have a problem with communication. They have a self-esteem problem. And so many more things that be added onto that. They don't like themselves, or they want something that you have, or want something that they had. But the worst person that's in the scenario is the person that's instigating. Now the person that's instigating, going back and forth, being I call it the flunky, because they don't have the mind of their own. And the age doesn't matter. They have a mind of their own. They don't have a mind of their own. Just say, look, this is not right. This is going to tear me. This is going to tear whatever down or whoever down is connected to me. No, they want to keep putting full fuel to the fire. And guess what? Just like they trying to tear down somebody else, the same can go for them. So just sit back and watch. Watch the show. Don't entertain it, but just watch the show, because they are on assignments, and they are being used as an instrument. It could be either for good or for bad. But it's funny because people think they're doing something to you and they really think that they're getting over, but they're really not. They just hurting themselves. But this could be the very moment that sometimes people have to hit rock bottom in order for them to learn. Some people have to reach rock bottom in order for them to learn that lesson, so they can be able to be a good person, be able to um, go back and learn that lesson over again. But I just want to tell you from experience, because I have done that before when I was in high school. So all those things, that was like the only thing that I have done. I really feel bad for her years for doing that to her. Even though she one time trying to be friends with my guy friend, I just let him go. Because you don't have to fight over anybody. We don't own anybody. People are not our possession. People have the right to do whatever they want to do. People have the right to love who they want to love. And if they are divinely connected, nobody can stop that. Just want to let you guys know that. I know that Renee in the chat said that she wasn't accepted, especially for from school. In school, she wasn't accepted. She was bullied a lot. And I hope that's not the case right now, Renee. I hope you're not being bullied right now. I love your spirit. And I would like to get more in detail with you, because this is a good topic and a lot of people need to know about this kind of stuff. And people just think it's only in your childhood that this happened. But no, this happens all the time in the workplace, in your own family. In different environments, this happen, and this needs to be talked about. I'm only reaching the surface. This is not the deep tail. I don't even have like the bullet points I wanted to give you guys because I'm driving right now. But I just want to bring this up to the surface to let you guys know that you think you might be doing something, and the people see you. People see you. People are not gonna say anything that they see you, but they see you. They slowly by slowly distancing themselves from you and your negative tear down energy. People see you. People see that you're faking being nice, but people see that. People seeing that you're a flunky. People are seeing that you don't have a mind of your own. People can spot it miles away. And for me, because I choose not to say anything, doesn't mean I don't notice it. And it's just all comedy to me because people haven't learned a lesson. So they have to reach rock bottom in order to learn that lesson. And you can't save everybody. So I just want to share with you guys my experience. And unfortunately, well, that wasn't a good experience for me. Sometimes you gotta say, man, I did this wrong, I did that wrong. We all can't be like, oh, I did all this stuff right. No, I did some things wrong, but I'm happy that I learned from my wrongs in high school because I didn't have any issue with people because I was always nice to people. I didn't have those kind of problems. I don't have those kind of problems. You know, you do unto others as you want them to do unto you. That's it. So simple. I just want to say this though: don't treat people. Don't treat people bad that you think you don't need. Sometimes you might treat somebody this kind of way and you think you don't need them, but in the long way, they could be the same person that can save your freaking life or give you the information that you need to get to the next level. But you deciding to choose your words to use it as a word curse and curse other people. And I just want you to guys know that it's time to stop all of that and let's start being real with yourself. Let's stop faking on the outside like you're Miss Nice Guy, Miss Nice Woman, and really dig deep and ask yourself, why are you doing that? What is the reason behind it? If there's a reason, have a conversation with somebody. Because because my first thought when I get up in the morning is like, oh, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Another opportunity. I'm a goddess. I'm a queen. I'm loved. I'm saying all those good things to myself because that's who I am, and it reflects from me. It flows from me. But people can see what fruit you bear. You don't even have to say nothing. People can see it. So today I'm just asking you, but I don't have to ask you. You have to make that choice for you. But change your heart. Change your heart posture. Change it. It's not easy when you've been hurt by somebody. It's not easy, of course not. But no matter how, when I was hurt, I try not to get back at somebody or secretly didn't like them or call them my friend. I don't call people my friend and stab them in the back. I don't call people my friend and try to get close to them and trying to do all of that. I don't have time for all of that. But what I do have time for is stepping into my dreams, and I'm already doing it. I don't have to ask people for permission to get my dreams. I'm gonna take it by force. And the thing, you might see me being nice, and you might see me encouraging others and all that good stuff, but when I see you in the way of my dreams, you're gonna get the other side of me, because you in the way of what God's trying to do for me. So please take this day and moving forward and check your heart posture. If it's some things inside of you that's unresolved, deal with those things. Love yourself, heal yourself. You can't make anyone love you. You can't make anyone do things for you. You can't manipulate other people into doing things, because it's still not going to work out. No matter how you try to be a obstacle for somebody else, you just create that obstacle you created for somebody else. You just creating them a stepping stone, a stepping stool. Because I'm just saying. So you're using all of your energy to create something that's negative, while you could pour that same energy back into yourself to heal yourself. So if you are being bullied, or feel like you're being spiritual bullied, just stay covered. Love yourself. Continue to do what you're going to do. Be the queen or king of this world. Love yourself inside out. Take out the blocks that you're facing internally, and take out the blocks that you're facing external, and you guys will be fine. Work on yourself daily. Um, if you focus on working on yourself daily, the right people are going to be attracted to you. So this say this. I'm gonna leave by saying this in closing. If you by yourself, if you was by yourself and you want somebody else to be around you, do you think that you want to be around you? How you treating other people? Do you really think you want to be that person to be around you? If not, start right now by changing your actions. You can't say you like somebody or befriend somebody or pretend to be nice to somebody and then do the opposite. It don't fit. You can't be nice and unnice at the same time. So I'm just saying, I don't know. This came into my spirit to talk about this. And oh, let me say one more thing. And be careful of the people that used to heavily brag about you, heavenly say, oh, that's my friend, that's my this, and stuff like that. And then they would be the same people that turn around to throw dirt in your name. Just say thank you. Just say thank you, because you're setting me up for my greater. You're setting me up. You being that stepping stool that I actually need to get to the next level. So thank you. You know, and I can't judge them. And I love you, because I don't know what's going on in your life. I don't know what you're facing. So what I can do is pray for you guys and love on you guys, and hope that you come out of it. So with that being said, this is your girl, Spontaneous Queen. Be bold in who you are, because being somebody else is never going to fit. Be bold in who you are. I am better than yesterday. I love you guys. Share this message. Love on somebody. Heal yourself. And let's go to the next level. I love you guys. Mwah.